track available at all good record shops. Classic coffee, 100 metres ahead. I wonder what's classic about it. What's this? Is it? It's a little mini. Oh, very good, yeah. Classic coffee. What's the back of a mini? Yeah, it wasn't the front, I don't think. What an unusual idea. Bum 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 bum. Mm. 56 kilometers to go. About an hour and 10 minutes. Well, maybe an hour to Clifton, and then 10 minutes to Cleggan. Windscreen's terribly dirty. Just going to give it a quick squirt. Not going to do much to it, don't have to at this stage. It's really making it worse, if anything. Interesting smell coming in. No, it's not manure or sewage. It's quite fragrant actually. You think grass, it could be grass that's been cut. It's quite an unusual smell. It's not bad at all. Oh dear. Yeah, it's quite unusual, quite fragrant. I'm assuming it's not the car. I don't think it has the ambient air option where you can actually have aromas. I haven't pressed any buttons, so it's coming from outside. Oh, we're stopping. There you go. Oh, slowing down anyway. I wonder what's going on. What's happening? What's going on? Nothing's going on. That's what's happening. I suppose the road's quite narrow here. This is a big car, and there's a big bus coming the other way. Well, that does feel, it feels close now. But it wasn't. The wing mirrors are still intact. I have done this journey in a motorhome once, and there's a certain part of the road I did have there was impact, a glancing impact of wing mirror on wing mirror. It was a left-hand drive motorhome as well, which yeah, because it was from Spain, and yeah, we did have a little glancing, but it wasn't too serious. When I returned the motorhome, I'd done 7,000 kilometres in 10 days. Yeah, which wasn't a holiday at all. And apparently one of the windows, these high-up windows for the bunk beds, had scratches on it. And yeah, they basically took the deposit, local part of it office, for a new window. Yeah, didn't get to see the window actually on the damage, but they said it was damaged. I think it was probably, it could have been a tree, a branch or something. Jeez, it could have been there beforehand. You never know, but you're not guaranteed to get your deposit back, that's for sure. these things. So there looks to be right at the front of this line of traffic, a Ford Focus, I think it is, and it's holding us all up really. 64 kilometers an hour is not bad. You could probably do an 80 along here though. It's quite wide and open. But there is only one lane, and there isn't that many overtaking opportunities. And we're now in Connemara. Golf course here. If you like to play golf. It's a candle shop, which I probably wouldn't recommend. And other than that, I suppose it's quite touristy really. I don't know, it's probably the biggest place now before Clifton. Clifton being the capital of Connemara. Also €20,000. Yeah. There's quite a few people doing that now for it to get that high. Just some touristy type attractions up here. And a viewing point. I noticed the front air pillar on the passenger side has developed a buzzing, rattling noise when it goes over a bumps. Now I don't remember having that when I picked it up. It could be something to do with the glove box. I've now the glove box open though, so I don't think it's that. And if it wasn't such a quiet cabin, it'd be very, it wouldn't even be noticeable, I don't think, in most cars. I don't think you'd hear it in a Tesla, because other things would be rattling, so. But, yeah. When I'm going through the town, it's quite a tight lanes here. But it's a busy town as well, a lot of people parked up, going about their business. Things are opening up now after the COVID pandemic. Oh, speed bumps. Car's not too bad at going over them. And here again in a car. Is that right? We're not in a hurry. It's not the road you want to be on if you're in a hurry, I think. You just get very, very stressed. Probably, wouldn't do your health any good. So there's a church up ahead, and the road takes a sharp right in front of the church, and over a little bridge, which is also very narrow. Can be good fun. So here's the turn now coming up. That's the church. Don't know why the road. I suppose it's where the bridge has been probably for a long time. The road does like a dog leg over the bridge, and on the other side, the river. Okay, so it's lovely and clear today, so we can just mosey on over. Well, worth a visit if you're in Connemara. Connemara has a lot of nice little B&Bs and places you can stay, and it's not a bad little town. And if you like golf, well, that's there as well. Nice little pull-in spot here where you can sit on the benches and look at the river, the stream. Yeah, it's not a bad little place now to have on a nice day. Not a bad place to stop. I wouldn't recommend parking there though. That's just lazy. Why didn't they park in the parking spaces and walk up? Anyway, so yeah, that was Octorad now. Yes, it's irritating me a little bit, that noise. There it is again. And I think it probably comes down to the fact that it's got like a leather stitched. This is the individual model of the BMW X5. And it's got, I suppose it's quite fancy. It's a leather with stitching on it that's on the whole of the dashboard. You can probably see a bit of it in the bottom of the view there of the camera, but it's maybe that's why it's very tightly bound, as it were. Maybe that's why I've got a bit of a rattle, but there it is now. But it's not too bad. You just feel like you just give it a slap with your hand, and it'd be gone, 49 kilometers to Clifton. So weather's not great. it has been. It was nice other parts of the country, but the closer I got to the west, it's been misty. Not really raining, but misty and very grey, as you can see. Obviously, we're heading towards the Atlantic coast, so I suppose this is what you sort of really, what you really expect. You know? So my computer, my iDrive is telling me plus 11 minutes. So there's a few little problems. You know, 11 minutes is a bit on a journey that's only normally, you know, it's only, I don't know, an hour and a half. If it's an extra 11 minutes, but it's already factored that in anyway. With the 6:32 arrival time, it is now 5:30, so an hour. But apparently 10 minutes that's going to be a hold up. So I don't know if there's anything special on today. What day is it? Wednesday, middle of July, I suppose. Lots of tourists around doing their thing. Even it's the tourists around. It's COVID, isn't it? Yeah. Well, there wouldn't be many foreign tourists now. There definitely would be some, you know, Irish tourists. That makes sense. They come from a different part of an island, you know. But there's a little scenic bit coming up now. For those of you like the nice green, rolling emerald hills of Ireland. That catches the way we're talking, I think. Anyhow, I can see further than him though, so maybe he couldn't see. In quite an elevated position, as you can see. The vehicle is about 1.8 metres tall, weighs just shy of 3 tons. It's a behemoth from BMW. And of course, they do bigger and heavier cars, and they also do smaller and lighter ones. This might be a nice combination of size, performance, fuel economy, practicality. And the X7 is the model above this, which is bigger, longer, wider. I don't think it's a lot wider. This is 2 meters already. When you have a passenger in the car with you, they are quite a way away, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I suppose it depends who it is. But and there's a large centre console and armrest in the middle. So it is quite a relaxed place to be, I have to say. It's you know, certainly a nice place to spend a few hours driving along to the Irish countryside. Usually around here, a lot of the tourist cars slow down or they pull in. One particular American car pulled in once, and well, the road isn't. It's like a soft verge, so they actually hooked the 2 side wheels down into the verge and couldn't get back out again. No one was injured. Well, maybe the car was, but it was a hire car. So you have to be very careful. There isn't much space at the side of the road, and these roads pretty much that's it. What you can see. You don't want to be going anywhere near the verge, as they call it. Nice bit of wall, stone wall. Very neat and tidy now. It does have cement in it though, it's not a dry stone wall in, of course. I've been very lazy going onto those centre cat sides. And I do have there's no cars around on the other side of the coast, because that would be very silly. Potentially very dangerous. So it's quite slow going, but according to the time on the computer, 6:32, that's not changing anything, so there's no need to take any unnecessary risks. We'll only be taking necessary risks today. I always like that distinction. They always say, don't take any unnecessary risks. I sort of like that, really, in a sense, you know. I suppose it's a nod to the fact that you have to take some risks, don't you? You never do anything, never get anywhere. I think life is all about managing risk. It's very profound. Whether it's on the road, in the car, or in your career, or your life, you know, it's risks are always there, and it's how you manage them and how you deal with them. It's a nice, smooth ride to the BMW X5. It does have a very like a gliding feel to it. I haven't been on any extremely rough surfaces though, yet. Maybe towards the end of this journey I'll be on a little bit of off-road. I'll see how it performs then. Have a nice view. Oh, it's pulling me back over. Yeah, I was going close to the centre. So once you go above 65 kilometres an hour with the lane assistance system, there's several things you can do. You can get it just to vibrate the wheel, but this actually sets to actually take some action, which I sort of like a little bit. I've been a bit lazy going out, going wide into the middle there. So it's nice to have it just every so often reel me back in again. I suppose the only time it's a problem, feels a bit dangerous, is if you're trying to cross a lane without indicating. If you're indicating, of course, it turns it off. But yeah, it can be a little bit unnerving. You actually wanted to go into the lane, and obviously you're fighting against the system, but you can fight against it. It is possible. So very interesting. Some nice views down up ahead. A little bit hazy, so maybe not the best day to be looking at the hillside, and certainly if you're driving you should be concentrating on the road. A few more cars around at the moment now, coming and going, doing the business, whatever the business might be, whatever the business might be in Connemara and Galway. So yeah, this is an 11-minute delay where we're at the moment. I'm not quite sure where I went by. Unless there's a traffic light up ahead, maybe. There is a sign up at the moment. Caution, roadworks, 50 kilometres an hour, please slow down. So it's obviously referring to that, I think. Not quite sure where it gets the plus 11 minutes from though. Doesn't seem to make sense. We'll just see how slow it is, I suppose, once we get there. Which is pretty much here now already, so. Yeah, maybe they've been working here recently. Road traffic information. It calls it MRTTI, so I'm not quite sure what that is. Is that road traffic information? I mean, why would you have traffic twice? I wonder what the T means then. Road traffic terrain information. No, that's not right. I'm not even gonna worry about it, to be honest. Some nice greenery around. I think it was it Cromwell that said, "To hell or to Connemara." That was the choice. Not the best land for farming. Quite rugged, quite wet, and just yeah. But I suppose if you're given that option, you're probably going to take it. It was a long time ago, I don't know. I don't think Cromwell is well loved anyway, to be honest. I don't know a huge amount about him. I know he was only in Ireland for about a month, and he left it up to his generals and stuff then to do whatever he did, and some horrible atrocities ensued. I understand he was going to commit suicide, a long time before that, and I think he found religion, which I'm assuming it's CV, but he got into religion, and I think he felt he was on a mission from God, and I'm not always sure that's a good way to be thinking. So it looks like they've done a bit of work on the road here. It's a new section. So that must have been the tourist. So that must have been the reason for the potential for it to take longer here. It's not. I don't start familiar with this road. So it is the existing road that's been resurfaced, and they've also put some new barriers in. Again, the odd tourist can ends up in fields, so it's probably a good thing. And that car in front should have overtaken. Oh, it's 50, I can't overtake. Right, take it back. Yeah, we're doing 55. Oh, sorry, we're doing 80 at the moment, 89 kilometres. Oh, are we? No, we're not. No, we're not going that fast. Oh, I guess when it wasn't a proper surface, it would have been the slower speed limit. It's a nice smooth surface anyway. It's lovely. They're taking a big machine, did it? I don't know if they'd be able to get a big machine up here or, whatever. It's a nice bit of tarmac. Oh, 6:39 now. The time has changed by 7 minutes. I don't know why that's changed. I thought we were doing. Was it always 6:39? I thought it was 6:30. 6:32. I thought it was. But it's doing okay. I don't see how I could have improved. 10 minutes or something by going faster anyway. Nice looking barrier, brand new, the side of the road there. I also want to make sure people it's down the road. Nice view coming up now. Oh, yeah, there is traffic lights here now. That is interesting. So it's down to one lane. I actually thought that was red and amber. It's actually the countdown. Oh my god, what is that? Seconds? 194? Oh, come on, that's ridiculous. 187? It's 3 minutes, isn't it? I think you should be able to see in the distance there the tower. This is Marham Cross. I don't know what they've done here. They seem to have they've been digging, haven't they? There's some sort of irrigation, maybe to stop flooding, has been put in place. I don't know if I can see the other. I don't know if I can see the other traffic light to know if there's any cars there. 160 seconds. Jesus. Could have a nap. For some reason, the cars decided not to stop the engine during this way. Just wetting the whistle. Occasionally, well, usually when you stop, it stops the engine. But I think it's to do with, I think the aircon's on at the moment, and that's stopping it. You know. There, this is Marham Cross. You say it's a lovely scenic part of the world. We'll obviously see a bit more of it now. In 120 seconds. Oh, what would you do if you had 3 minutes just to wait? What would you do to keep yourself occupied, I wonder? Oh, yeah, there's a vehicle coming down here now. Oh, I don't know if that's to do with the road construction. Oh, there's a car coming down as well. So, yeah, this does, it's quite a long stretch, isn't it? I don't know how far that is. It's all the way up to Marham Cross, anyway. So, 97 seconds to go. These cars better get a scoot on. There's something wrong because there was no cars on there for a long time. That must be to allow the other cars to come up or through. That must be what it is. And there you go. So yeah, I can't see the other traffic light. It's just too far away. Down to 76 seconds now. Just over a minute to go. The anticipation and the excitement is building. So yeah, it's quite warm in the cabin there earlier on. I didn't realise the air conditioning is independent of the auto control, and I inadvertently turned the aircon off. So I think basically how it works, I used to work with BMWs, is the aircon is on all the time when you're above a certain temperature, and then the auto then just varies the heating to give you the temperature. But it was feeling humid and quite warm in the cabin there earlier, so I've switched that back on. I've got auto on as well. I'm assuming there'll be an effect on the fuel economy with it, but it's diesel, doesn't use much anyway, so I'm not overly concerned. You know? Less than 30 seconds now to take off, and there's no cars coming down now. I'm sort of assuming if you were coming out of the hotel, Peacock's Hotel at Marham Cross, you would be the other side of the traffic lights, because it'd be pretty embarrassing to be coming down here and find out that there's cars coming the other way. Oh, it'd be terrible, you know. But you wouldn't want to be in a hurry now with these traffic lights. And off we go. A lot of engineering work going on here by the look of it. It's nice to see people working. And here we are, Marham Cross. So it is quite a long stretch for the traffic lights, and there's cars already building up there at the moment. Yeah, that was quite incredible. That's Peacock's Hotel there. Spelled with an E, which is interesting. Peacock. Okay, that's the viewing point at the hotel. There used to be a petrol station. It's still there. It's still there. Yeah. There's a petrol station there. Right, and on we go. So the mist is restricting some of the view today, unfortunately. I think you see the mountains just disappear. On a sunny day though, it's incredible. You can see a little bit there now. There's a bit of light up there as well. Is that the sun, I wonder? Well, we're heading west, so the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, but I don't think it'll be setting now for another 3 hours or something like that. I think it's Dublin is 8 minutes ahead of London in terms of sunset, and this probably would be maybe 4 or 5 minutes difference. I don't think it's something that anybody would really take any notice of. But I did notice certain parts of the globe, it goes dark quicker. You know, the phase between daylight, twilight, and then dark. If you're near the equator, for example, I always found if you was halfway between here and the equator, say the Canaries, it seemed to be very rapid, the sunset. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, really. I mean, it's nice to have as well, I think it's nice to have as much light as possible, until it goes dark. But it's a nice cyclic rhythm, night and day, and I think humans, we've evolved with it, and it's part of our body clocks. And we need that. They did an experiment where somebody lived on the ground in darkness, total darkness, and with no access to a clock or anything, and the natural rhythm of the body appears to be 25 hours per day, per sleep and awake. It actually changes if you can't see daylight, the cycle, so it is interesting the effect it does have on the body clock, almost like a resetting to 24 hours, which is obviously a planetary thing. It's just how the planet is, and based on this, how fast it revolves, I suppose, isn't it? But, so this section of this road are quite narrow. I suppose this is a good example. Lots of greenery around. And why not? Okay, it's just misty over there now, I have to say. But it's not raining, and that's always good. Because sometimes this part of the world seems like it's always raining. Bit of sunshine over to the right though, that's not too bad. But the BMW X5 is making light work of the journey. It is quite a relaxing place to be. The temperature feels good now. I can feel a little hint of the air conditioning, which is helping. I think the thing about Ireland is, at the moment it's only 17.5 degrees out. This is July, but it's about 4 degrees cooler than Dublin at the moment. And one thing that is very interesting is the humidity. The humidity is quite high pretty much all the time in Ireland, so even if the temperatures are quite reasonable, like early 20s, mid 20s, they do seem to feel a lot hotter because it's harder to get cool. So 6:36 is the anticipated arrival time, which is it's less than an hour now, about 45 minutes, something like that. It's about 29 kilometres now to Clifton. Then I'll be going out beyond that to a little fishing, I was going to say a fishing port. I'm not sure how much fishing's done there. They do have the storage for fishing, so there'll be some fishing done from there. It's also where you catch the ferry if you go into Inishbofin. It's a nice island. It's got a couple of hotels on it. Some people go there because they're looking for a spiritual experience. Some people just go there because it's a lovely place. Each to their own. Making a better progress now a little bit. Again, the road service has been fairly recently improved, which is great to see. I suppose compared to some roads in Ireland, it probably doesn't get a huge amount of traffic, but this is literally the one of the very few roads that you can get to Clifton on. You can also go from Westport down to Clifton that way in Mayo. That's another other road really. So sometimes if you're, depending where you started from, of course, that might be a slightly quicker run, and that avoids Galway as well. You can go through places like Westport, Castlebar, and yeah. But that's a nice road. If you hire a car and you visited the west coast of Ireland, the N59 is the road I'm on, and this goes up towards Westport and Castlebar, and it's nice, scenic, and it's in good condition as well. I think condition's important. It's very rough, the road now. It does make it's pretty uncomfortable now. Again, part of the view is obscured with the mist, Irish mist. Yes, so a heavy greyness in that mist. So definitely you can see there's a little bit of light fairy rain, the Irish rain already falling. So I said that's going to get a bit heavier there now as the evening goes on. Might be lucky though. Might be able to get through this without it getting too heavy. You just never know sometimes. I suppose it's all to do with meteorology and air pressure and wind and all that sort of stuff. Temperature. Hygromics, is it hygromics? I could have made that up. But yeah. And the road's not bad at all now. It's nice and smooth. And fairly recently resurfaced.
Maria T13 said, "Where are you now, X? Would you like to reply?"
No.
Okay. No other messages.
I should reply, should I? I will later on. I know where I am. That's all that matters. Oh, it's a big car though. I mean, it's filling this lane here. You wouldn't want it to get too much narrower, to be sure. Like, but it's not too bad with cars coming the other way, but with the odd coach, with the odd bus, it'd be a little bit frightening. Very, very frightening. 6:33, so we're making good progress now. So yeah, originally it said 6:32 arrival, and then it went up to 6:39. But it's now come down again. And I suppose those traffic lights were very interesting. I don't know how many minutes they were. Was it 4 minutes or something? It was crazy. It wasn't 4. It was maybe 3 to 4 minutes. When we got it was time I was going. So if you catch those wrong, that's another 4 minutes on the journey, isn't it? Didn't think of that, But if you catch it right, you just waft on through. So yeah. So we're coming up to a place called Recess now. I suppose it's interesting. I think it has a statue, and it commemorates a date and time on it, and the statue, I think year, day, whatever. And I think essentially, well, I don't know if I should give it away. I mean, maybe you should come to Recess and read what it says in the statue. It does commemorate something very important that isn't political, that isn't, what you'd imagine. So yeah, I'm not going to give it away, but yeah, come to Recess and the monument, go to the gift shop, I don't know, read the monument, everybody celebrates. uh, I do feel a bit that way. That you see a travel program, you've got to say to yourself, you know, are you watching it because you might want to go there, or are you just watching it because it's amazing, you know? And in some ways, I suppose it should be because you're going to go there and experience it for yourself, because that's always the personal. That's the most powerful thing, isn't it? Experience it for yourself, you know. Whereas, you know, just watching, it's still valid, isn't it? It is nice to travel. I've done an awful lot of travelling over the years, and yeah, it's an experience, you know. It really opens your horizons. So the statue's over there. You just catch to the left, and yeah, there's a little inscription on it. Okay, more scenery. Whee! Well, this is Ireland, of course. Mountains you can only see little bits of. I mean, it's still attractive, even though you can't see the full height of the mountain. So you're going to have to wet your whistle again. I inadvertently drank too much wine last night. It's the problem when you have a nice bottle of wine, you want to. So I'm still hydrating after that. Yeah, I felt pretty rough at 1 o'clock today in the afternoon, and I regretted having such a good evening last night. Right, so one down, one car gone, one to go. It's a difficult, tight little corner over the ridge, and round we go. We're now 19 kilometers to run. It's quite a slow car in front. I suppose, though, it's not a race, is it? If it was, we wouldn't be winning anyway, not with him in front. And it is hard to overtake around this sort of space. I feel we get very close to it now. Maybe I'll just pull back a little bit. I'm hearing a strange noise. I don't know if that's coming from the air conditioning system. Is the buzzing from the air, what it's called. Anyway, so yeah, it's raining now. It's a light rain, I suppose, and it's misty. Some of the nicer views are invisible. You can't see them at the moment. That's why you need to come and do it for yourself. Pick up a car, fly over, pick up a car, and come along the N59 from Galway into Clifton, Connemara. 18 kilometres to run, all green on the traffic front. It's now saying 6:26 p.m. It's not bad. Shaved off 6 minutes somehow. The earlier time. It wasn't too bad for the X5. It's not really long enough to overtake at this speed. I'll get there eventually. There's a full car in front by the look of it. I think there's 4 people in there. So there's certainly 2 in the back and a driver in the front. So it might be quite heavy. He's only a 2-litre diesel, isn't it? Don't know what they are on that in vintage BMW. It's I'm assuming it's a straight 6 diesel. I don't think it's a 4-cylinder. And I think it'll be a single turbocharger. It will be turbocharged. Performance is pretty lacking without a turbocharger on a diesel engine. He was coming fast. Not far now, 16 kilometres. Getting Slowly, slowly. 16 kilometres to Clifton. I was almost thinking I've got to make a song title out of that, but it's 24 hours to Tulsa, is it? I don't know. It's not 16 kilometres to Clifton, though, is it? There's a little pull in here as well, which is quite nice. Oh, they've got tables down there as well, which is lovely. Really, this guy doesn't pull in for a moment and admire the view in the rain. But hey, he wants to get to Clifton, doesn't he? So, even if he's not in a hurry. Hardy cyclist up ahead. Yep. Fair play to him now. Rugged cyclist coming across Connemara. Well, he's only got 15 kilometres to Clifton. Yeah, I'm getting a bit tired now of this 525 in front. Oh, just one of those things, isn't it? I think he's probably tired of me behind him, you know. Well, I'd say it's a very comfortable car to be in. Certainly not going around corners too fast, that's for sure. But I suppose, like lots of 5 Series BMWs, there's a certain demographic behind them. Well, fortunately or unfortunately, most of them are, you know, middle-aged, old people who buy them. They're looking for reliability, comfort, maybe not performance. Certainly not for that particular diesel. I think they do shoehorn a 3-litre diesel. Oh, it's a 5 Series, of course they do, yeah, because I've got one. I've got the 535, mine's a 3-litre diesel. It's actually 2772 capacity, and it's not actually even 3-litre. It's got twin turbos. The turbos are bolted together. One's small, one's large, and basically at low speeds the small one very rapidly spins up, spools up, and then at higher speeds then the second large turbo kicks in. And I'm going to go for it. And he's going for it. Because he can. So I overtook. Give him a bit of peace. He doesn't have to, you know, worry about me up his rear, as it were. It's quite a windy road, this section. They have straightened part of it outdoor recently, because it goes alongside a river, a lake, and yeah, left out to Maria now.
Maria T13 said, "Did you get home okay? Would you like to reply?"
Yes.
What do you want to say?
I'm driving, doing great, XXX.
Your WhatsApp reply to Maria T13 says, "I'm driving, doing great, XXX. Ready to send it?"
Yes.
Okay, it's sent.
So yes, it's nice when you don't need a car on the road now. So I will be coming back this way in an hour or two as well. Whee! So it does perform very well. This has the air suspension, so it handles very well for such a big car. It's brilliant, you know.
Maria T13 said, "Text me when you are home X. And I lost my bank card last night," and sent a scrunched face emoji and a grinning emoji. Would you like to reply?
Yes.
What do you want to say?
You are a disaster. How do these things happen to you? I will text you when I'm home. XXX.
Your WhatsApp reply to Maria T13 says, "You're a disaster. How do these things happen to you? I will text you when I'm home. XXX. Ready to send it?"
Yes.
Okay, it's sent.
So we've 9 kilometres to go. Making brisk progress now, but got a couple But come up to a car now in a moment. Yeah. I do find I'm not sure I'm happy with the brakes on this car. I don't know if maybe it's the way it's set up, maybe it's different with different engines, but I find there are times when I feel I've got to put an extra bit of force on the brakes. I've really got to command them to stop the vehicle, which I don't want brakes too powerful either, but I just feel there's times I'm having to put quite a pressure onto the brakes, to command the vehicle to slow down and stop. I noticed a couple of times it felt that way. Now, it could be because the way it drives, it feels like it's a smaller car, then every so often you really feel the momentum of the car. I just would have expected it to, shall we say, have more dominant effect on the braking than it does. But it's only a minor thing, really. It is only minor. A bit bumpy there. I don't know who Dan O'Hara is. They call it the Connemara Heritage and History Centre now, so they've changed the name, probably because nobody knew who Dan O'Hara was, but never been. It might be nice. Certainly if you're over here, might be worth spending a few hours. And scenery here is quite nice as well now. You can see a bit more of it, I suppose. Yes. So we have slowed down again now. Well, we're only 6 kilometres away from Clifton, so it doesn't make a difference. Oh, I could overtake him though. Oh, I just, you know what, I'm not going to. But he is slowing down, isn't he? Oh my giddy aunt. Some room. You could probably read a book and drive going that slow. Oh, I wonder if that's an air vent that's making that noise, but it seems to be when it bumps as opposed to anything. Yeah, I can hear it there now. Could be the wind going into the ventilation system. I might have a look at it later if I can really be bothered. So 5.7 kilometres to Clifton. I think this section coming up now is where they've realigned the road to make it safer. They pulled it back from the water and made it safer. That just there is where it used to be, I think, now. Yeah, it was pretty crazy now. Pretty crazy. It's a nice part of the world. Please come and visit. I know at the moment travel restrictions are still in place, but they will be lifted soon. I think there's been a date. It's July 2021 as I record this, and I think before the end of the month things are, opening up travel wise. That's a Toyota Corolla in front. One of the, I think it's one of the biggest best-selling cars in Ireland back in the day. The current bestseller is the Qashqai. Is that Nissan, is it? Qashqai? Yeah, that's very popular. And that's, of course, that's an SUV. A small one. Small SUV. Smaller than this. But, yeah. So the speed limit along here is 100. We're at 81. That's not too bad, is it? We're not in a race. We're not in a hurry. It's good to fully experience and enjoy the BMW X5. A car review like no other. No other. I really struggle to say that. A car review like no other. That's better. And that probably would be the tagline if this was a car review. Okay, 2.6 kilometres. It's not far to go. Car was it's Westmeath registration. Meath used to be one big county, and many centuries ago it was determined that it was getting too big and powerful. So it was decided to split it into two, Meath and Westmeath. Mullingar is in Westmeath. Joe Dolan had a song, The Westmeath Bachelor. He was from Mullingar. You might not know who he is, but he was quite popular in the 60s and 70s as a singer. And the 08, the beginning of the registration is 2008, was when it was first registered in Ireland. I don't know if there's anything amazing happened in 2008, 13 years ago. I think there was an economic crash was around that time, wasn't it? 2008, 2009. So, yeah. Interesting. We need to see if he speeds up now. The speed limit dropped to 60. So it's 60, and he is slowing down, which is good, I suppose. Maybe we shouldn't take that away from him. Coming up to the Garda station on the left-hand side. That's the big mast, I think. So there. There's also Little and Aldi. They have the two. Clifton. Relatively small town. You used to get a lot of tourists. Hopefully will again now. But it wouldn't be a wealthy part of Ireland for sure. So this is coming into Clifton. I'm not going to go into right into the centre. There's a one-way system goes round Clifton for cars, of course. The Wild Atlantic Way straight on. I'm gonna hang a right shortly. There's the fire station, courthouse, hotel, theatre, hotel. Used to be the railway station. There's no railway station. Nowhere. Sorry, there's no railway. It's unfortunate this guy's having to be going. Oh, he's not going where I'm going. This is brilliant. Oh, but there's always someone in front of me, isn't there? To be fair. Okay, so this is heading now towards Cleggan. Yeah. Factory shop. Get your woolens. Must be closed. Yeah. It's a shame. I think non-essential retail is open now. So it's rather sad. The shop isn't. Then again, it could be the time of day. It's 6:10. So it probably shut at 6, even if it is July. I suppose it would probably do most of its business during the day anyway. It's probably got a website as well. Just 4 kilometres now to Cleggan. Oh, there's cars going, that's good. That's what we want. It's quite a windy road, relatively narrow, but it's a good surface though. It's a good road surface, so it's not too bad. I suppose this type of vehicle has got massive tyres. They're not low profile on this model. They're 22-inch wheels, I think. But they eat up the little bumps. You really don't notice them. I have been driving to Cleggan for the last 20 odd years on and off. It's a lot easier these days now with the motorway systems that we have, especially getting to Galway. But this is pretty much the same as it's always been. Yeah, the surface isn't bad though, you know, I'd say that. Just in a big vehicle, you have to really know the size of your vehicle. Quite a tight turn there now. A few things moving around. On the leather seat next to me, I put a few things on there, a mask and stuff, and they're quite slippy, the seats. So stuff's sort of sliding around. It does have a good few pockets, you know, which for storage. I just haven't bothered to put them into any of them. Maybe I'd like to know where stuff is. Nice view there now as well. Nice bit of water. I feel I'm having to put a lot of braking force on at times. A vehicle like this, sort of, yeah, even there now, that's a lot of braking I was put on. The effort in braking, I'm getting a workout. It's like weightlifting. But considering the throttle is quite light and it you know, accelerates readily, you know, it can't. It's obviously the way it's been tuned. I think, you know, it's. I don't know if that can be for comfort when you have to put so much effort into braking. I just feel there's too much effort needed in the brake. I really noticed it on this last section here. Yeah, it's a bit. Now, seating position, I wonder, it does feel very comfortable, but I wonder if it's not ideal for exerting pressure onto the brakes. I can imagine that be it though. Not to worry. We got this covered. I think that's the vent that's making a noise, the air vent in the corner there. Maybe it's half open or closed or something. I might have a look at it later before I set off again. So as I come up the hill now, as I get to the top of the hill, I go to the left. It actually looks like straight on. And then there's a small, I don't know what it is, a kilometre or something into Cleggan. Back in the day when you'd be driving all day to get here from Dublin, you'd be feeling pretty tired at this stage now. And it's customary that for the first night you got here, you'd sleep for like 12 hours. You know, whether it's a combination of the sea air or the long day driving, you know, and it was a tough day driving. It wasn't as handy as it is now, really. And you need a bit of sleep now. So. I've also put road markings here now on this road. I didn't used to have any. They do help though, keep people in the lane. Something wandering. Little few undulations there, easily soaked up by the air suspension. Very nicely done. Very composed. You know, it's not artificially static feeling, but there's a nice feel to it. So there's some sheep up ahead now, so I'm going to take a bit of a slow down here now. Hitting a sheep will be a really bad day now. Well, it would be for the sheep, but it also would be for this car. They do cause a lot of damage. I know somebody who was once driving along a country lane, and a sheep jumped over the wall and landed right in the engine through the bonnet, so it caused a hell of a lot of damage. I mean, it wasn't great for the sheep, you know, but it killed the sheep. But just out of the blue, you know, he was just driving along, you know. But yeah, they can take erratic decisions, the sheep. So So yeah, plenty of braking. Having to push hard on that brake pedal. I don't know. I'd like it a bit better. Now maybe it needs to be performance mode. Maybe that's the mistake I make. But I wouldn't say I'm exactly performance driving, to be honest. It doesn't feel it anyway. There we go. Whee! This is a quite nice view as we descend into Glen. But a bit misty, you're not going to see it. You can see the Inishbofin Island and a few other islands as well. It's quite, the road's a little bit bumpy here again, though it seems to be soaking up the undulations quite nicely. Really good suspension. Woo! They say it's all downhill from here. There's actually coaches, buses come along here. So yeah, I guess they're very experienced at driving in these sorts of roads. So you can see the bay there now, the sea, but it's very misty. On a clear day though, you would see Inishbofin. I don't know how far it is, 10 miles or something off the coast, it's not far. The ferry's I think about 30 minutes. Never been on it. You see some of the boats are in there now as well. You can see the little harbour. And it's lovely. You must come and visit sometime.